Hey guys, welcome to Soulfully Illumined. In this video, we're going over the full moon in Cancer. Oh no, wait a second. Full moon in Capricorn. We are though in Cancer season. And I'm sure you're feeling it. I know I am. It being in Cancer season, you know, water is being highlighted in the world globally, but as well internally, bringing up the watery realms within us. And that could be the emotions, that could be the subconscious, that could be the intuition, coming up to shed some light on certain things. Now, as we enter into that full moon in Capricorn, you know, Capricornian energy is about reliability. It's very driven, very earthy energy. And I feel like, you know, there's a couple things going on. Like, you know, when we look at it from a global, let's just actually start from the global sense, okay? Let's go global first, and then we'll kind of narrow it down to the collective and the individual. Like from a global level, what's happening between the water, and excuse the noise, it's going to be like that for a while, unless I'm filming on the weekends, which I should probably start to do. There's a lot of construction because there's a building going up next to me. And so I'm learning to become resilient within the noise and really stay focused. So back to what I was saying. On a global level, the two major elements that I'm really feeling here is the fire and the water, and grounding that into the earth. So let me rephrase that. We have like a triangle. For some reason, I'm seeing an upside down triangle, which is that feminine energy of, and then we have the water, we have the fire, and we have the earth. And really having this rebalancing that's happening with Gaia, with the planet, and also as a result within us. And so there's a lot of release that's happening through this full moon, and you may already be feeling it. Like I feel like it's been coming in for a little bit, like it's just been like amping right up. And it's like there's been a lot of pent up emotions, a lot of anger within the planet. And I'm using the word anger as a human term to characterize an energy. So, you know, people have said Gaia's pissed, and, you know, she is a sentient being. And I think that, you know, when it, you know, I really didn't want to go there, but okay. So, you know, there's a lot of anger that's been happening over the course of generations, since human beings have been on Earth, since a lot of things have transpired, and all of that needs to come up and be released, whether it's through the planet, through, you know, the fires, through the water, but it needs to come up to release, to be released, to be rebalanced again with the planet, with the Earth. So you may feel on a collective or individual level these uprooting emotions from the past, emotions that may not even be yours, but are ancestral patterns that you have chosen, your soul has chosen to carry forth in this incarnation to be cleared. And so whatever the case may be, you may be feeling heightened emotions, and you may see a lot of aggression within yourself or within others. Now, it's an interesting time, but I feel like I say that all the time because it always is. This is just an interesting time in history. But from an individual level, we have a responsibility to stay aligned and grounded, especially when you know better. And I know sometimes it's hard, especially when you're constantly being bombarded. You know, I was, for example, you know, having a client, and she had told me what she was experiencing, and I went in my mind, or I spoke out loud, and I said, I wonder why that is. And as I was processing and trying to figure out what was happening to her, she turned, I looked at her, and she looked so aggressive, like she looked so mad and angry. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she basically told me that I was blaming her because I asked the question. She turned it around and said that she interpreted what I said, or maybe how I said it, in a way that projected her wounding. And I feel like that's coming up in a lot of people right now, and on this planet right now. And it's coming up for us to, you know, with the Capricornian energy of reliability and grounding, is number one, really taking ownership and responsibility for those wounds and not projecting it upon another. But also allowing these emotions from another level, allowing these emotions to come up and really see them and address them in perhaps maybe more of a matter-of-fact way. Or on the contrary, because you know everything's a balancing act, right? It's harmonizing the extremes. So it could be on the other way of, you know, maybe you've been too hard, and maybe there's some compassion and care that needs to happen at this point. You'll know how to navigate this, but regardless, this time is a time of rebalancing. It's a time of uprooting. And as I'm looking at these cards, because these are the collective, the cards that came out as far as what the collective is, what's happening, major themes in the collective. And excuse me, we had the underworld, and bottom of the deck we had the offering. And so with this underworld card, what we're finding during this season is this uprooting of emotions, of old emotions. And especially with, I think something's happening with Chiron right now, and that makes complete sense with the wounded hero coming up within us to clear out some old stuff. And so we may feel a little dark during this full moon or around this full moon. But the one great asset about Capricorn is its sense of organization. And I feel like this is a great opportunity to really just clear out that clutter, especially with this offering card, bottom of the deck. It's time to really clear out that clutter and really decide what it is that's going to fill you up and clear out the things that aren't. What's going to bring more color and life into your body and in your soul, in your mind, in your emotions, and what's not. This time is really important for creating that framework, for planting those seeds, because as we move into that new moon in Cancer, we're really starting to move forward in manifesting those things. Manifestation's coming quicker and quicker, so clearing out that clutter, clearing out those subconscious wounds and programs and things that just don't serve us is really important. So, you know what? Usually after I do these readings, there's like more information that comes like a day or 2 or 3 after. And so just a heads up, you may want to scroll down below whenever you're watching this to see if there's any extra information that I kind of write down in the details below. But anyway, let's move on. So if you want to get a more detailed part or more detailed information for this full moon, we're going to go into your piles. So we have a pile 1, we have a pile 2, and pile 3. Go ahead and scroll down below and pick your pile, and I will see you at your pile. Hey there, pile 1, welcome. All right, let's get into your reading for this full moon in Capricorn. So we're going to go into, actually, I'm asking different questions in this video. So we're going to start off with how these energies are impacting you for this full moon in Capricorn for pile 1 collective. Please, Spirit. Thank you. All right. So, wow, really cool though, pile 1. So what I'm getting here energetically, like it's really, the energies coming in are really empowering for you. It's really helping you to ground more of your higher self, and there's a clearing out of your solar plexus. Your sacral plexus is, wait, what did I say? Your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your root chakra. So it's the lower 3 chakras, and helping you to become more present in your body and in your environment. You may have a tendency to go more in your mind, especially when you're in fear. Like most people, we all have our moments, right? And so I feel like the energies that are coming in right now are really giving you a firm foundation here. I'm hearing that song from Rihanna, Shine Bright Like a Diamond. So diamonds, and I keep hearing like shine bright like a diamond, shine bright like a diamond. And so for you, I feel like the energies coming in are really, it may be creating pressure for you to just really come out and just shine bright like the diamond that you are. It's kind of like sometimes we need a little extra pressure to push us to do certain things that maybe we're afraid of doing, or maybe that, you know, like maybe that we're resistant to doing. And I feel like you may get some pressure to do some things that, you know, maybe you've been putting off, or things that have just been wanting to come up to be cleared. The key word here is courage for you. And notice how you have like 2 C's. You have courage or career. So that thing that maybe that may be popping up, it may start with a C. I don't know where that came from, but okay. But regardless, what it's doing, the energies, is it's really just opening up your vision and opening up your world. Sorry, my throat. And so that might be another thing for you, is throat chakra. It might be really helping you to speak your truth. You know what, pile 1, like you're really strong. That's what it feels like. You're really just like, you have a lot of power in your energy. And it's like, it's time to like let it out. Like, especially when you're in alignment. When you're in alignment, you're like this massive superstar, and it doesn't matter. And let me rephrase that, because it doesn't matter if you're in alignment or not, but I feel like you're more readier, is that a word? Readier than you think you are. And with the career card being the bottom of the deck, I feel like now is the time for you to shine. It's time for you to kind of step up and to just basically set those boundaries with others. Because it could be that maybe there's a lot of noise around you. It could be that there's a lot of stimulation around you, and it's easy to get kind of sucked right in. And I feel like the energies coming in right now are really helping you to just stand your ground, hold your space, and really just have that firm foundation. Really, really beautiful. And you're shining bright, pile 1. But the energies, maybe, I kind of hesitate with the word testing, because I feel like that's not what it is. It's just like clearing out some old stuff. So there may be some things popping up for you to be addressed. You're being encouraged to watch your temper, pile 1, and just watch where your mind goes, pile 1, because it's like you may find that your mind will start to race, but my friends, like your greatest gift, one of your greatest gifts that is being highlighted here comes through when you take it slow and steady. Because you're more purposeful and your strength really comes through, is what I'm getting here. So energetically, expect an upgrade. You're going to be feeling more of the upgrade coming through. It's because you're releasing the old. And as you take further steps along your path, you're going to find more and more strength coming through. You're going to get some insights as you clear out some old and you move more into this newer, stronger version of yourself about your career path or your, I'm getting purpose, life purpose, more clarity about what your next steps are. The sun is rising and you're being asked to look at the sun, to pay attention to the light and not focus on the darkness. So you may be, you know, a little bit more pessimistic, or you may find that your brain runs in that way, but you're being asked to stay focused on the light and move through it and move through, you know, the clutter and clear out the old and focus on the things that actually are benefiting you. I went into it. So let's get some further messages. For pile one, collective spirit, major themes for them. I knew this card was going to come out for somebody. So funny. I hope you can see all this. Let me move that up a little bit. Yeah, it's like you're with the shapeshifter bottom of the deck. It says transform and unveil your gifts. I feel like pile one with you, it's like you have so many tools. You have so many gifts. And it's like use those. It's like you have so many gifts and traits that they're saying use them. Exchange energy to create abundance with the Trader card. And I feel like during this time, with this full moon, I feel like what's really coming up is the ability to balance out things. And that could be giving and receiving. That could be how you do business. That could be how you move in the world. And that's another thing is I feel like this full moon is really impacting the divine masculine within us and how we move out in the world. And it just takes time to build that strength. And with you, pile one, it's like you're moving into a space of greater balance that's really coming from the heart and less from the mind. With the Sage, be devoted and committed. It's really asking you to ask yourself, what is important to you? What is very clear to you? What makes you light up? What makes you want to shine? During this full moon, you may want to just do some automatic writing, pile one, because I feel like you're going to get some clarity about certain things. Maybe certain things that you want in your life or certain directions that you want to go in, but also to help you organize some specific details in your life to create more happiness within it. And that takes us to the Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. And here, what I'm getting here with this is you may have some relationship stuff coming up for you, with friends, with family, with yourself. And I think a question is to ask yourself is, would you rather be right or happy? And you're finding that balance this month. Really getting out of that mind and getting into that state of peace this month. and coming in tuned more so with your emotions, so that way you can manifest things in a different way that you have before. Oh, love that. Okay, so final message for pile 1. Please, Spirit, final message for pile 1 for this full moon. Thank you. Are we taking both? We'll take both. We have, the only courage you ever need is the courage to fulfill the dreams of your own life. But if you don't have a dream today, start dreaming. Oprah Winfrey. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So you may have a little, like some moments of contemplation, okay, during this time, where, you know, that time of just really figuring out what you want, and reducing that clutter is going to help you. And really being in the state that you want to be in puts you mentally in the state that you want to be in. And in that state, it's easier for those ideas to come through. So I feel like you're doing things differently in this month, or learning how to do things differently, pile 1, which is really cool, because I feel like we're moving out of like this whole distorted masculine of you gotta work hard, you gotta move forward, you gotta keep on like plugging in, into a space of consciously being the change that you want to see in the world, in your world. Now, last card. I found that every time I asked for permission, the answer tended to be no. So I had to make my own yeses. And this is Isa Ray, or Isa Ray. Consciously creating the reality of you that you want. And part of that is disengaging from other people. With the exchange energy to create abundance, it's like letting go of those things that are cluttering you and your energy, and focusing on the things that really jive you up. All right, pile 1, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a like if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and I look forward to playing with you again. Thanks for watching. Hey there, pile 2, welcome. So let's get into your reading for this full moon in Capricorn. Let's see how these energies are impacting you. So for this full moon in Capricorn, Spirit, for pile 2 collective, thank you. Lovely. Okay. So for you, pile 2, energetically, I think it feels like the energies are really impacting the way that, like, I feel like you're in a really good place, but what's happening with these energies, I feel like it's going to give you some different perspectives, different understandings, clarity about maybe the way that you've been looking at your life, looking at your world, and giving you a fresh eye is what I'm getting. In a sense of unblocking certain things, showing you the possibilities and perspectives of things. So energetically, I feel like it's impacting your mind, perhaps by some downloads coming through, but also clearing out and helping with, number 1, your throat chakra, as well as your third eye and your crown. So it's more of your upper 3 chakras that this is primarily impacting. And not only that, I'm sorry, I'm not done yet, also your solar plexus. Oh, so you may feel like you're in a state of vulnerability. You may feel a little sensitive during the full moon, pile 2, and you may want to be by yourself during this time. And you may feel some emotions coming up that need to come up to be cleared. I feel like you've been doing it strong, like you've been really strong for a long time. And so the watery energies are really supportive for you for releasing some of that energy of frustration or vulnerability or disappointment that may want to come up during this time. So give yourself that space to do so. But ultimately, as a result of this full moon, especially moving into that new moon in Cancer, it's going to shift the way that you see the world. And sometimes we have to see the wounds, feel the wounds, to be able to transmute it and let it go and forgive and let go again, in order to come and see life in a different way, right? It's kind of like cleaning a windshield, right? You got to kind of clean, put some water on there, and then kind of clean it, and then put more water on there, clean another layer of the dirt, or maybe that's me, that I got to do it multiple times. And so it's like you're releasing some of that old way of looking at your reality, which is really liberating, because as a result of that, you're really just letting go of the old square box cage that you've been putting yourself in. Peace is key for you, but you may find this time pretty intense, as it's a bit of a purification period for you. I don't know what's wrong with my throat right now. And you may have issues with your throat, like a sore throat, or like doing some coughing, or like almost like there's like a frog in your throat during this time. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. So for pile 2, please, Spirit, what are the major themes for them for this full moon in Capricorn? Okay, so we have Lord, take charge with authority. We have Snake, shed an old skin. And then we have the Sun, which is enjoy success and happiness. Wise One, grow within your current circumstances. Okay. Let me start with the Sun here. With the Sun, it says enjoy success and happiness. This clearing of your vision, pile 2, I feel like you're going to see some gifts that have been there all along. Some wonderful things that have been around you that you may not have seen, or you may have translated it differently. And that may be coming up to be seen. It's really being requested that during this time, as you're processing or you're not processing, as you go about your day-to-day life, to look around and to let it show you what it needs to show you. Because all the information is at our disposal. And you have a lot of wisdom that you have, that you brought forth. I don't know, I just feel like you have a lot of intuition, a lot of wisdom. And with the Wise One, grow within your current circumstances, there's a layer of your reality that you're not seeing. It's kind of like everything's kind of compacted, right? And it's like, depending on what vibration you're at, you see certain things and you don't see other things. So for example, if you're really pessimistic and angry, all you see is anger and pessimism around you. If you're happy, right, if you're shining like the sun, you see the sun around you. So there's something about that for you, pile 2. But regardless, like I was saying, you're purifying, the shedding of the old skin. You're undergoing a transformation during this time. So give yourself the space to do so. With the Lord, take charge with authority. I'm really feeling like Capricorn here. I feel like you're really coming online. Expect some downloads during this time, pile 2, and feeling that urge, especially by that new moon, to really take charge of the situation, because the masculine energy really wants to come forth for you, to support you. And this could be through another person, or this could be that masculine within yourself. So regardless, let it rise and let yourself be supported. It's almost like it's like a completion of a cycle of some sorts for you, pile 2. It's like you've done something and or there's something that's reoccurring for you during this period, and you're going to be doing it a different way this time, pile 2, because it's like you're coming more so online, and there's just more strength as a result of all of this, where you can just kind of unbind yourself and move forward stronger than you could last time around. With every ending, there's a new beginning. Trust that the seeds that you've planted, pile 2, are there or coming forth. Just be receptive to what's happening around you, and remember that you are already prepared for what's about to happen. Yeah. You have a gift, pile 2. Like you have like psychic foresight, or it's like your third eye is really open, pile 2. And so it's like you can see how to raise that confinement. You know, it's like you can see where the answers are. It's just about giving yourself the time and space to transform, to transmute, to clear out some of the old stuff so you can see beyond the old. I hope that makes sense. So lastly, I'm going to end with a Crush Your Goals card. So for pile 2, thank you. And we're going to do one more. Okay, the universe is totally freaking out about how awesome you are. It's got you wrapped in a warm gorilla hug of adoration. It wants to give you everything you desire. Jen Sincero. I love that. And you may not have felt supported, pile 2, but I feel like you're going to get a sense, or you're gonna gain clarity that you really were. On some level you were. And then here it says, I found that every time I asked for permission, the answer tended to be no. So I had to make my own yeses. Pile 1 got this one too. You may want to check that one out. You're really becoming a creator, a manifester in your own life. You're just releasing some vulnerabilities, but as a result of all of this, you're moving beyond the shadows and moving into the light, and doing it intentionally. So keep it up, pal 2. You're doing great. All right, so that's your reading for the full moon. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Do give it a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time. Thanks again. Bye. Hey there, pal 3. Welcome to this reading for you for the full moon in Capricorn. So let's see how these energies are impacting you. For the full moon in Capricorn for pal 3 collective. Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, pal 3. So you have the Truth card and you have Empowerment, bottom of the deck. And so energetically, I feel like there's a clearing out that's happening for you, pal 3, in a way that there's a clearing out of the mind, the crown chakra, but it's connected to the solar plexus and the root. There's a transmutation that's happening in the lower, I'm hearing the lower realms. So transmutation of your lower chakras impacting the way that you're seeing the world and seeing yourself is what I'm getting here. Similar to pile 2, but I'm not done yet. So let's see where it takes us here. Pile 3, I feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself. And this could be the months, it could be, for me, though, it does feel like years, like you've been at it for a little while. And I feel like moving into this season for you, it's time to see some things that maybe you've been working on. And this could be working on internally. This could be working on as far as projects, work, or whatnot in a different light. There's some truths in the situations that you're not quite seeing clearly, or you have not seen clearly. So they're coming up for you to really see from a different perspective. And I want you to understand, here's a situation. Depending on our perspectives, right, we see it differently. It looks different from different perspectives. And so a part of your process, it feels like it's going to be about shifting your perspective. There may be some things that pop up that you haven't been translating clearly. So being receptive and open during this full moon is really important for you. But it may be a little bit intense during this full moon for you, Pile 3, because it's like you may have some really intense moments and you're being asked to take a deep dive and look within. Because it's like there's some things in your heart that maybe you've chosen not to see, maybe have been buried deeply, but they're coming up to really just be vomited out. Please do it wisely. Meaning like not vomiting on other people, you know, maybe being a little bit more constructive and like painting or like drawing or writing or something like that. But there's some things that are coming up to be released. But as a result of that, Pile 3, the light can really be seen. And it could be that you are starting to see that light coming up within you. Regardless of how these truths come up for you, Pile 3, they will be empowering, and it's helping you to move forward in greater wisdom, understanding, and greater emotional balance is what I'm getting here. I feel like you've been selling yourself short, Pile 3. Maybe playing, I don't know, not dumb, but you know, I feel like you've just been, it just feels like you haven't been, you've been playing small is the right word. Thank you. And so there's some truths in that are going to be coming up, and some attachments, maybe some fears that you've been holding on to that are coming up to be, that are being uprooted for you to clear out. Okay? Because it's like you haven't been seeing the full picture. Use your eyes during this time, Pile 3. I know I've said this before. I don't know why. I just feel like the third eye is really coming up lately. Like, look at this. Notice how her eyes are closed in this one here, right? Or she's looking down. And then here with the empowerment, she's looking up, right? And then look here, like, there's so much energy in here, so light here. She's looking up, like it's the complete opposite. And then under that you have courage, and look at that lion with his eyes open, focused, looking straight ahead. And I'm getting focused intention. So if you have certain things that you want to manifest during this time, Pile 3, focused intention is really important for you. Staying focused and intentional about your choices. All right, major themes for Pile 3, please, Spirit, for this full moon in Capricorn. Okay, so Pile 3, you have direction, guardian, choose your path. Yeah, the Knight, be brave and honest. And then you have bottom of the deck, Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. I feel like you're going to get some serious truths about maybe how you've been doing life, career path, job opportunities, projects, things that you've been maybe working on, hoping that they pan out. that maybe there's a reason for it not panning out, or relationships not panning out. With the direction guardian, choose your path. I'm getting here, now's the time to really clarify those things that you want and really take a look at all of those things that you have on your plate and around you, and really make choices that really support you, feeling loved and comforted. What makes you feel loved? What makes you feel comforted? What makes you feel like you're ready to fly and soar? What brings forth that inner feeling of safety and love and abundance? And with the Knight, be brave and honest. You may have pivotal moments during this full moon or around this month with this Cancer energy, pile 3, where you have to stand your ground. Or you may have to articulate that, well, I can't do things your way, mom and dad, or, you know, whatever, whoever your boss, whatever may be, and just be able to say, no, this is what I need. I feel like there's going to be a pivotal moment of understanding for you, and it could be recognition, understanding, something that's really going to, maybe force isn't the right word, but really help you to just take that step up. And don't worry, you're supported. Totally. You're totally supported. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to end with this reading with the Crush Your Goals card here. So final messages for pile 3, please, Spirit. It says here, there was no magic to it. I just wrote constantly and kept trying to get better and nurtured delusions. It's totally normal. If things haven't succeeded with you, for you, pile 3, certain things that you wanted haven't succeeded, what I'm getting here is, if it still nurtures you, keep going. If it still fills you up, keep going. Trust in your goodness. Trust that you have the ability to do it. And if it doesn't nurture you, well, then don't do it. Or, you know, maybe there's another way with the choose your path. Because it really is time to choose your path. And with this Capricornian energy, it's time to reorganize and declutter, to give yourself the space and the energy to really get things done. Next card. You are enough just as you are. Meghan Markle. And did you hear the car honking? Confirmation. You may feel like you're not good enough, pile 3, if you feel that way, but you haven't been seeing yourself clearly. You really haven't been seeing yourself clearly. And what is that saying? Something like, the one that bashes themselves the most are the ones with the greatest gifts, or the ones that are the most humble are the ones that shouldn't be. I don't know the exact phrase, but I hope you get my drift there. And I just feel like you're not seeing yourself, and I feel like this moon is going to give you some greater clarity about yourself, your abilities, and what direction you want to go. And really getting back to you, empowering you, becoming more reliable with yourself, and really putting your foot down as to how you want to move forward and just going forth with it. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Do give it a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time. Thanks again. Bye.